Hello and welcome to Japanese from Zero. This is another Japanese in 5 where we take 5 minutes out of your extremely busy day. You know those 5 minutes where you were planting carrots in the backyard? That actually sounds important. We take 5 minutes out of your important day and we learn some Japanese. It's very simple and I try to do it in 5 minutes. Alexa, please give me a 5-minute timer.
5 minutes, starting now.
Here we go. Japanese in 5. Today's topic is toiya. This was some request a while back, and this means something called toiya. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. A toiya B. A toiya B. This means a B called A. This is the hard part because it's reversed. Okay? Toiya. To is marking the thing that it's called. You is the verb said or called in this case. So A toiya B. A B called A. That's our first one. Let's look at it. All right. So we have, now I want to point out, this is not for things that we know. For example, you wouldn't say a city called New York because everyone knows New York. You would just say New York. Okay. But if we're talking about something like this one, Sirius toiyu hoshi. A star called Sirius. Okay, because some people might not know that Sirius is a star. Okay, now this is just the basic form. Once we establish how this works, then we'll make some sentences. Because what are we talking about? A star. What about that star? Well, it's a star called Sirius. And what about it? We'll find out. Okay, Jeff toiyu hito. Now, you would say this to someone who doesn't know who Jeff is. Okay, this is really good when you're telling a story in Japanese. You want to say, hey, a friend named Jeff or a person named Jeff. Then you use this kind of a thing. But if everybody knows Jeff, then of course you're just going to say, Jeff Jeff this, Jeff that. Does that make sense? Jeff, I feel like everyone watching my videos is named Jeff because this is the example I like to use a lot. All right. Now this one's, in typical fashion, I have a typo. In typical fashion, let me just go ahead and we're just gonna go ahead and fix this. There we go. That's exactly what I meant to do. Alrighty. All right. Just imagine that didn't happen. We might have to add another 10 minutes to this thing. ALS という病気. A sickness called ALS. Now, some people might not know what ALS is. And by the way, I'm not announcing that I have a sickness. I don't even know what ALS is myself. I was purposely trying to find something that I don't know about. And which is, if you were explaining to someone, you kind of assume they might not know what it is. So you would say, ALS という病気. Done, right? A sickness called ALS. All right. Now, this is a good one that I can totally use. Twice to you group. I had to think about how to say the two part, but that is indeed a two. This sound right here doesn't exist in Japanese. It's two, but it's to and a small u. It's weird. It's a unique combination. So twice to you group, a group called twice. Okay. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about. Some of you do, which is exactly what I wanted to do. All right, so let's go ahead and look at some example sentences, okay? So, now I'm sorry I don't have any furigana because it's just hard to put furigana. There's no easy way to put furigana on PowerPoints, so we're going to just read it. Those of you that know kanji, you're ahead of the game. Sirius という星は太陽より2倍大きいです。Sirius という星は太陽より2倍大きいです。I'll give you a minute to think about it. Oh, we don't have a minute. A star called Sirius is 2 times bigger than the sun. I'm sorry for a little bit of a complicated sentence, but that's kind of what happens when you do this. We have 1 minute left. Let's keep going. うちのクラスにいるジェフという人が好きです。うちのクラスにいるジェフという人が好きです。I like a person named Jeff in our class. Now, I admit it's a little bit complicated because if you're not in book 4 of Japanese from Zero, or you haven't studied this, you might not know how we're modifying Jeff before we do it. His name is Jeff, but we're modifying Jeff with in our class. The Jeff in our class. A kid named Jeff in our class I like. Alright? お父さんは ALS という病気にかかりました。お父さんは ALS という病気にかかりました。My father, it's getting ready to hit. It's getting ready to hit. Alexa, stop the timer.
5 minutes timer canceled.
You know what that means, guys? It's Japanese in 5 overtime. お父さんは ALS という病気にかかりました。My father got a sickness called ALS. Okay? 病気にかかる. You can get sickness with this verb かかる. Okay? インフルエンザにかかりました。I caught the flu. Or I got the flu. お父さんは ALS という病気にかかりました。My father got the sickness called ALS. Alright? Now, here we go. So you don't know what twice is? This is a very possible situation. I want to tell you what twice is. I want to say something. Or actually, this sentence doesn't work for that. What if I am a teenage kid and my dad says, what do you want to do for Christmas? And there just happened to be an event that I wanted to go to. I can say, Twice という K-POP のグループ or just K-POP group. I could have said without the no. Twice という K-POP のグループのコンサートに行きたいです。Now, look, I'm going to read it backwards. I want to go to a concert of, and then I can go back to the rest, a K-pop group called Twice. Because, of course, my father or mother wouldn't know what Twice is. So it's a way of explaining the thing you're talking about within your sentence. Okay? All right, now, let's look at this, which is similar in a sense, but not. ということ. Now, we know that koto means a thing that, did you hear that? Like there's a little, my braces have opened up these, like space in my teeth. And when I speak, these things happen. Please bear with me. ということ means as such. Well, actually, I think I have some translations coming up. Now, normally, ということ is combined with other things. We're only going to talk about two of them. It's ということは is the first one, which means if you made it a question, ということは? So you could say, your friend could say a bunch of things and you don't know where they're going. You don't know what they're trying to tell you. So you could say, ということは? And what do you mean by all of that? By all of that, you mean, ということは? Okay? Or you could say it in the beginning of something you say. You could say a bunch of things like this and that and this and that. Maybe you're trying to break up, but you're not doing it very well. You're trying to break up. And you're like, well, recently I haven't felt good about myself and I just need some time. And the girl's like, ということは? What? And then you go, ということは? And then you say, right? Therefore or assumption. Or actually, that would have been ということで. Sorry. I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun a little bit. Well, let's just get into some sentences. ということで is that being the case, where this is where if you've said a bunch of things and now you want to sum it up, that being the case, this. Or being that, this. Here we go. Let's just get into it. Okay. A ということは B. A ということで B. A being all of the reasons, all of the things you just said. B being the result of that. All right. Now, listen to this sentence and try to figure out what is being said. Okay? 学校に来なかったということは病気だったという意味ですか? It could have also been ということですか? That would have been fine too. 学校に来なかったということは病気だったという意味ですか? Let's just name the series Japanese in 10. Okay. The fact that you didn't come to school, 学校に来なかったということは it being the case that you didn't come to school, 病気だった were sick という意味? Was it meaning that you were sick? Does it mean that you were sick? Does it mean that you were sick since you didn't come to school? Is another way you could have said it, right? But because we're establishing like this kind of a fact, right? The reason. 学校に来なかった it's some sort of assumption, right? 学校に来なかったということは病気だったという意味ですか? Now, I could be asking that as a direct question to you, or maybe I'm trying to deduce what happened. Like, oh, where is Where's Mariko? She didn't come to school today. And I could say like, 学校に来なかったっていうことは、病気ですかね? I don't have to say all these other things. Is she maybe sick? Right? Alright? 歩いてきたっていうことは、車がないってこと? Now, let's explain this. て. This is just というを shortened. And it's very common. て. Okay? You'll hear it in なんだって? That's short for なんだと言いましたか? Right? It's short for that. And it's also short for anything with this ていう, という becomes て. So we can shorten it here. So 歩いてきたっていうことは車がないってこと? 車がないってこと? Now think of this koto as fact or this is the case that, okay? So 歩いてきたっていうことは the fact that you walked here, the case that you walked here, 車がないってこと? Does it mean you don't have a car? Does it mean you don't have a car? Okay. 車がないってこと? Let's say that some girl's saying some things and you don't know what she's trying to say, and you could just say ということは私のことが好き? That being all of those things, does that mean you like me? This is where that, now I gotta tell you, this is not basic Japanese, this is a higher level Japanese, so you'll have to practice it. Alright, we're almost done. I'm sorry, it's been a while since we've done a Japanese in 5, so this is a Japanese in 12 minutes most likely. Okay. お母さんは中国人だということで, now we're using で, okay? This is now the case, okay? It's not the topic anymore, it's just, this is now a fact. お母さんは中国人だということで, the fact that mother is Chinese, 中国語は話せると思います. I think he or she can speak Chinese. お母さんは中国人ということで, like, let's say that we don't, like, we're trying to figure out, does this person speak Chinese? I'm just going to say a thing about this person. お母さんは中国人だ. See how that's one sentence. Mother is Chinese. ということで, that being the case, 中国語は話せると思います. I think she can speak Chinese. That is it. Thank you for watching this Japanese in 12 minutes or so. If you would like to get Japanese from zero, you all know where to get it. You can get it on Amazon. All of the Amazons carry it. Germany, England, Canada, America. There's even an Australia Amazon, I believe now. But if you have a country that is awkward and does not have an Amazon, and I mean awkward, like seriously, if you live in a country without Amazon, it's awkward. You can go to bookdepository.com, search for Japanese from zero, and actually they deliver to the Philippines and all sorts of like really awkward countries. That is it. Thank you for watching Japanese in 5, and thank you for giving me a little bit more time. I promise next time to keep it in 5 minutes. じゃあね。